Seattle's history is a fascinating journey that takes us back to the 1870s, a pivotal period in the city's development. In this article, we'll explore what Seattle was like during this decade through the lens of historical photographs. These images offer an authentic and unvarnished view of Seattle's past, showing the city's evolution in various aspects. Let's start with the economic heartbeat of the city. During the 1870s, Seattle's economy was intricately tied to its geographical location. Situated on the Puget Sound, the city emerged as a hub for trade and commerce. One of the defining economic drivers of this era was the timber industry. Imagine the waterfront bustling with activity as loggers brought in their harvest from the dense forests. The waterfront was adorned with lumber mills, their saws echoing through the air, transforming raw timber into lumber ready for market. The seemingly endless forests of the Pacific Northwest provided a steady supply of timber, making Seattle a crucial node in the global timber trade. Now, let's delve into the infrastructure development in Seattle during the 1870s, which was a reflection of its growth. The construction of bridges, in particular, marked a significant milestone in the city's transportation system. These bridges, like the one over the Duwamish River, not only facilitated the movement of goods, but also connected communities, making travel more efficient and safe. The construction of these bridges was not just about utility, it was a symbol of progress, a testament to the city's ambition to grow and connect. Imagine the excitement of the residents as they watched the first bridge being built, a wooden structure that promised to bring the city closer together. And then there's Pioneer Square, a historic district still cherished today, which began to take shape during this era. Initially known as the original Seattle. This area was where the city's founders first settled. It was here that the city's commercial life began to thrive, with shops, saloons, and hotels emerging to cater to the growing population. The images from this period capture Pioneer Square in its early days. You can see buildings made of wood, simple in design but full of life. Horses and wagons filled the streets, and the square was a place for community gatherings, where news was shared and bonds were formed. As we look at these photographs, we're not just seeing buildings or streets, we're witnessing the foundation of a city's identity. Each image tells a story of ambition, community, and the relentless spirit of progress. The 1870s were a time when Seattle was defining itself, not just through economic growth, but through the infrastructure that would support its future. The city was on the cusp of transformation, with the timber industry at its core, bridges linking its parts, and Pioneer Square as its beating heart. These historical photographs allow us to step back in time, to appreciate the humble beginnings of what would become one of America's most vibrant cities. Moving forward, let's explore how Seattle's social fabric was woven during the 1870s, as captured in the historical photographs. The images from this period reveal a community in the making where social life was vibrant and closely knit. Despite the rugged frontier environment, Seattle's settlers found ways to create a sense of community and shared purpose. One of the most telling aspects of this era was the role of Native American tribes. The Duwamish, Suquamish, and other local tribes had lived in the area for thousands of years before the arrival of European settlers. Historical photographs show interactions between the settlers and the Native Americans, trading goods, participating in ceremonies, or simply sharing space in this evolving city. The settlers, coming from various backgrounds, brought with them their cultures, which began to blend. Scandinavian and German immigrants, in particular, contributed significantly to the cultural landscape. Community events like dances, picnics, and church gatherings were common, fostering a sense of belonging and unity. Consider a photograph from this time, showing a group of settlers gathered for a community picnic. You can see men in their work clothes, women in their Sunday best, and children playing around the edges. It's a snapshot of life, a moment of respite from the daily grind, where community bonds were strengthened. Education was another cornerstone of social development. The Denny School, opened in 1871, was a pivotal institution. Photographs of the school show children of various ages learning together, their faces a mix of curiosity and determination. This school was not just about education, it was about the future, preparing the next generation to take on the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. Religion also played a significant role in shaping social life. Churches were not only places of worship, but also centers of community life. Images of church services, often held in simple wooden structures, capture the solemnity and the sense of community that these gatherings fostered. And let's not forget the role of entertainment. The 1870s saw the emergence of theaters and saloons, where locals could unwind after a week of hard work. Photos of the old Seattle Theater, for instance, reveal a rudimentary stage, yet it was a place where stories were told, and the community could escape into different worlds for a while. The 1870s were also marked by the Great Seattle Fire of 1876. This event, while devastating, had a profound impact on the social fabric of the city. Photographs from the aftermath show the community coming together, rebuilding and supporting one another. It's a testament to resilience, showcasing how adversity could bring people closer. In these images, we see a city not just growing in physical size but also in its social and cultural richness. Seattle was evolving into a place where diverse cultures could coexist, where community events and institutions shaped the lives of its residents, and where, despite challenges, the spirit of unity and progress prevailed. As we look at these photographs, we're reminded that history is not just about buildings or events, but about the people who lived through them, their daily lives, their struggles, and their aspirations. The 1870s in Seattle were a time of building not just structures, but a community, laying the foundation for the city's future social and cultural identity. As we delve deeper into Seattle's past, let's turn our attention to the challenges and triumphs that defined this era, as depicted in historical photographs. The 1870s were not without their difficulties, and the photographs of this period capture both the struggles and the resilience of Seattle's inhabitants. One of the most significant challenges was the lack of a reliable transportation network. Prior to the construction of bridges, travel within Seattle was cumbersome. Images from this time show the rudimentary paths that served as roads, often becoming impassable during the rainy season, turning into seas of mud. Horses and wagons were the primary means of transportation, and the journey from one part of the city to another could be arduous. However, the photographs also show the community's response to these challenges. The construction of bridges, like the one over the Duwamish River, was a monumental task. These images capture the effort, with men working together to lay down the foundations, the excitement of the community as the first planks were set, and the subsequent relief when the bridge was completed, improving connectivity and accessibility. Another challenge was the Great Seattle Fire of 1876. The photographs from the aftermath are both haunting and inspiring. They show the devastation, charred remains of buildings, people sifting through the ashes, and the city center in ruins. But they also depict the city's response, the community coming together to rebuild, the emergence of new buildings constructed with fire-resistant materials like brick, and a city rising from the ashes with renewed determination. The fire, while tragic, led to significant urban planning reforms. Images of the new Seattle post-fire show a city more organized, with wider streets, better building codes, and a more structured approach to urban development. Economic challenges were also part of the narrative. The timber industry, while booming, was subject to the whims of the market. Photographs show loggers at work, the mills in operation, and the bustling waterfront. Yet there are also images of quieter times when the demand for timber dropped and loggers were out of work, reflecting the cyclical nature of the industry. However, the spirit of entrepreneurship was evident. Seattleites didn't just rely on timber. They diversified, Photographs show early stores, markets, and blacksmith shops, indicating a growing local economy. The images also capture the arrival of steamships, which brought goods and people, fostering trade and commerce. And let's not forget the triumphs. The 1870s saw the completion of the first coal bunkers at Coal Harbor in 1873, a development that promised another economic boon for the city. Photographs of this event show the excitement, with workers and onlookers gathered around the new facilities, symbolizing progress and the promise of a more diversified economy. The Denny School, opened in 1871, was another triumph. Photographs of the school's opening day capture children and parents, the pride in their eyes, and the hope for a brighter future through education. It was a symbol of the city's commitment to its future generations. In these images, we see a city facing challenges head-on, with resilience and innovation. The 1870s in Seattle were a time of overcoming adversity, of building not just structures, but a community capable of facing and surmounting obstacles. These historical photographs are not just windows into the past. They are mirrors reflecting the human spirit's capacity to adapt, rebuild, and thrive. As we reflect on these challenges and triumphs, we're reminded that Seattle's history is a story of resilience, of a community that faced its trials with determination and came out stronger. The 1870s laid the groundwork for a city that would continue to grow, evolve, and face future challenges with the same tenacity and spirit.